All right, let's jump right in, folks. We're doing a deep dive into Liverpool's latest victory, 5-0 against West Ham. And let me tell you, these match reports paint an even more impressive picture than that scoreline suggests.
Yeah, the scoreline is impressive for sure, but it's the way they dominated the game. Right from the start, you could see their intent.
So let's break it down, goal by goal. We know Liverpool won big, but how did they get those 5 goals? Luis Diaz kicked things off in the 30th minute.
And just 10 minutes later, it was Cody Gakpo with another one.
And of course, right before halftime, who else but Mohamed Salah?
What's fascinating is, even at 3-0, they just didn't ease up in the second half.
That relentless drive, the hunger to score, that's what makes Liverpool so dangerous, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, always pushing for more.
And speaking of always pushing for more, let's talk about Mohamed Salah. That goal he scored brings his season total to a cool 17.
17 goals. And let's not forget, he also had 2 assists in this match. He's now got 13 for the season.
He's a complete attacker. Goals, assists, he does it all.
Yeah, his movement off to ball is incredible, always creating space for himself and his teammates.
What really stood out to me in these reports was this stat. With this match, Salah has now achieved a goal and an assist in the same Premier League match 8 times. That's a new record for the league.
8 times. That's remarkable consistency.
So what is it about him? What makes him so effective at both scoring and setting up goals?
Well, like I said, his movement is top-notch, but he also has that incredible first touch and a clinical finish, whether it's his left foot, right foot, even his head.
And he just sees passes others don't.
His vision is exceptional.
The match reports were understandably full of praise for him. One even compared him to Lionel Messi.
High praise indeed.
But it's clear that his performance wasn't just about individual brilliance. It was about leading his team toward a bigger goal.
Winning the Premier League title.
Exactly.
One of the reports actually included a quote from Salah's post-match interview. He said, and I quote, "The only thing on my mind is I want Liverpool to win the league, and I want to be part of that."
That's the kind of focus and determination that separates the good from the great.
Absolutely. He's not just playing for himself. He's playing for the team, for the fans, for the trophy.
Or that mentality. That's what has propelled Liverpool to this unbeaten run of 23 matches. This win over West Ham extends their lead at the top of the table to a commanding 8 points.
8 points is a significant lead.
Right.
But it's worth noting that this season, it's still early. There could be twists and turns ahead.
Ooh, this is where it gets interesting.
Nottingham Forest, for example, they had a good win earlier that day. 2-0 against Everton, which puts them in second place.
So they're right behind Liverpool.
They are, but they've also played one more game than Liverpool.
So their position is a bit precarious then.
It is. One slip up and they could fall behind.
This brings up a really important question. How much pressure are the other teams putting on Liverpool?
That's the key question.
They look unstoppable right now.
Yeah, this win was definitely a statement. Liverpool are the team to beat.
No doubt about it.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive.
Now let's go beyond the scoreline for a bit. Let's talk about the tactics at play in this match.
One thing that really jumped out at me from the reports was just how effective Liverpool's high press was.
Ah, yes, the high press. It's become a bit of a signature for them, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've been known for it for a while. But it's not just about running around and hounding the opposition. It's a very well-coordinated system. It requires a lot of discipline from the players and a real understanding between them.
So these reports, what did they say? How were they describing it?
Well, they were really highlighting how Liverpool's forwards were basically cutting off West Ham's passing lanes, forcing them into making quick decisions. There'd be mistakes.
So it's not just about winning the ball back immediately. It's about disrupting West Ham's whole build-up play.
Exactly. And when West Ham did try to play those long balls, Liverpool center backs, Van Dijk especially, they were right there to snuff out the danger.
Yeah, Van Dijk. He's such a dominant presence at the back. But all this talk about Liverpool's tactics, it makes me wonder, did West Ham have any answers at all?
From what I read in these reports, it seems not. They were pretty critical of West Ham's performance, describing their attempts to counter Liverpool's press as well. Disjointed and lacking any real threat.
It almost sounds like their manager was outthought, outmaneuvered on the pitch.
That's the impression I got too. But even in a game like this, where one team is so dominant.
You're right. You're right. Football is a game of moments. Little turning points that can shift the momentum in an instant.
Absolutely. And there were a couple of those moments in this match. Early on, for example, West Ham's Mohamed Kudus, he hit the post with a powerful shot.
Oh, wow, so close.
If that goes in, who knows how the game might have unfolded.
Yeah, it's amazing how those fine margins can change the entire narrative of a game.
And even later in the game, Kudus had another great chance, a header that crashed against the crossbar.
So close again.
Yeah.
But what I find really impressive is that even with a comfortable lead, Liverpool never took their foot off the gas.
Right, they kept pushing, kept that intensity high.
It's like they were determined to not just win, but to make a statement. Makes you wonder, are there any weaknesses in their game at all?
Well, no team is perfect, of course. One of the reports did mention a potential penalty shout for West Ham that the referee waved away.
What a controversial call.
It was a close one. And if it had been given, it might have given West Ham a lifeline back into the match.
Do you think Liverpool could have done more to, I don't know, maybe exploit those 50-50 decisions a bit more?
Yeah, perhaps a more cynical team might have tried to work the referee a bit more in those situations.
Interesting. So you're saying Liverpool were maybe a bit too focused on playing beautiful football?
It's possible, almost like they were so confident in their ability to win through sheer attacking power that they didn't need to resort to those, let's say, darker arts of the game.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But even though they're looking dominant right now, we can't forget the season is far from over.
Exactly.
There are some tough tests ahead for Liverpool, starting with their next match against Manchester United.
Yes, that's always a massive fixture.
The rivalry, the history, those matches can make or break a season.
The atmosphere at Anfield is going to be electric, that's for sure.
And then after that, the fixture list comes thick and fast. A lot of games in a short period of time.
A real test of their squad depth and their ability to manage fatigue.
Plus, they'll have a target on their backs now.
Every team will be gunning for them, trying to take down the league leaders.
The pressure is going to be immense.
No doubt about it.
So even though they look unstoppable right now, it's going to be fascinating to see how they handle these challenges coming up.
This is just the beginning of their journey.
And the Premier League is always full of surprises. All right, welcome back to our deep dive into Liverpool's victory. We've talked tactics, we've talked league standings, but now it's time to shine the spotlight on the man himself, Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, he really stole the show, didn't he?
He's more than just a goal scorer. He's a game changer.
Absolutely. What really struck me in those match reports was how they captured his evolution as a player.
You know, you're right. I remember when he first arrived at Liverpool, there were some questions. Could he replicate that early success he had at Roma? But he's silenced all the doubters.
He has. And it wasn't all smooth sailing. The reports touched on some of the challenges he faced early on. Adapting to the physicality of the Premier League, developing his tactical awareness, even facing some criticism from pundits who thought he might be a one-season wonder.
It's incredible to think about that now. Years later, he's still performing at such a high level, consistently breaking records, leading Liverpool's charge.
It's that resilience, that dedication, that sets him apart.
His work ethic is legendary.
One report mentioned how he's always the first one on the training ground and the last one to leave.
Always working, always pushing himself, and it shows on the pitch.
It does. The way he glides past defenders, his ability to create something out of nothing, that clinical finishing.
It's like he's operating on a different level.
It's not just about raw talent, though. One thing that stood out to me from the reports was his intelligence. He's become a much more complete player, reading the game better, making smarter decisions, even contributing more defensively.
He's a nightmare for defenders. You just never know what he's going to do next.
Right.
Will he cut inside on that lethal left foot? Will he use his pace to get in behind? Will he pick out a teammate with a pinpoint pass?
That unpredictability, that's what makes him so dangerous.
And it's not just about the goals and assists either.
No, he brings so much more to the team.
He lifts everyone around him with his energy, his passion, his never-give-up attitude.
He's become a real leader, an inspiration to his teammates.
And to millions of people around the world.
Absolutely.
The reports highlighted how he's used his platform to speak out against injustice, to promote positive social change, to inspire young people.
He's a role model on and off the pitch.
And at 32 years old,
yeah,
he's showing no signs of slowing down.
If anything, he seems to be getting better with age.
It's remarkable. He's defied all expectations. Who knows what he'll achieve next?
We're witnessing something truly special.
That's for sure. So as we wrap up our deep dive here, let's take a step back for a moment. What does this dominant win, this incredible performance from Salah, tell us about the state of Liverpool, about the Premier League, about the beautiful game itself?
I think it's a reminder that football is a sport where anything is possible.
anything is possible.
where underdogs can rise, where superstars can emerge, where moments of brilliance can change everything.
It's a sport that brings people together. That sparks joy. That creates memories that last a lifetime.
So as you go about your day, keep those images in mind. Salah weaving through defenders, that ball hitting the back of the net, the roar of the crowd at Anfield.
And remember, the beautiful game is always full of surprises, full of stories waiting to be told, full of moments that take your breath away. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep